I'm worried about Watley today. I'm not going to tell you. You're just back to not being yourself again.
Yeah, it's just, I'm sorry.
What's going on?
Just a weird weekend, and of course I let it drag into Monday.
Maybe we should have taken a 3-day weekend this week. We got anything set up on Friday?
I don't think we have anything set on Friday. I would have to look.
Our schedule.
I'll check.
Maybe we need to do a personal day.
No, I don't see anything on the schedule on Friday.
Schedule. Let's change the name to Schedule. And instead of Friday, let's call it Freddy. What's bothering you? Why did you have such a bad weekend?
There was just some home issues in Florida that I had to deal with.
You don't live there.
Still dealing with over the phone. And then all the talk of Sundowners actually gave me a Sundowners panic attack last night.
Oh, you didn't get home by dark?
No, I did not. And I was out and could not get home fast enough. Ended up home sobbing.
Let's look into personal day on Friday then. Maybe we'll try to do a personal day. Lord knows Chris Stanley can use it.
Yeah.
Need that extra rest.
And then I'm thinking no, because I don't think he's in the mood to battle that today. I don't know. We had a bid for you, Fez. I don't think you're in the mood for any kind of hey, let me put this up on my shoulders. What happened with the Sundowners?
Well, what happened was I was out. I was watching football at the sports bar that I go to.
Right, that's details. What happened with the Sundowners?
I think it was with the time change.
Mm-hmm.
It got dark earlier. I was by myself and couldn't get home quick enough.
As soon as it got dark, or?
Yeah, basically.
And when it got dark and you were at the place, did you feel crazy?
I went, just absolutely insane. Just hurried my way out the door.
It's a feeling of doom that jumps on you?
Yeah, and what happens is where I was at the bar, I could see outside from where I was. So I could see the sun going down, and that's when it's the worst, when I actually see the change.
You're a full-grown man, afraid of the dark.
Yeah, absolutely. I sleep with lights on.
But, what's going to happen to you is, starting today, you're going to be leaving in the dark again.
Right, yeah.
So that's scary every night?
So now I'm worried about that. I thought I had a handle on it. I was doing better with this. And then this weekend, it just hit me right in my fat face.
Have you noticed he's been quiet through the whole show today?
Yeah.
He needs to say his Sundowners thing before he can go on. When something's bothering you and you're like, I'm not going to face it, you don't talk. Because you probably just sit there quietly. We're talking about things and you're thinking Sundowners. It's going to get dark later.
Well, how about investing in maybe a flashlight or even one of those old-fashioned lanterns?
It's light. There is artificial light on the street. It's the sky that I need.
If he's walking down a fucking New York street with a flashlight like he's in the middle of the woods, they're going to lock his ass up.
But it's New York City. I mean, you want to talk about maybe only Vegas has more artificial light. I don't see what the problem is if you're afraid of the dark.
Well, are you afraid? You're afraid someone's going to jump out in the dark and grab your ass?
I don't know. It's just I guess so, because it's such a doom feeling.
But you don't have any pictures that you're making in your mind of what bad thing's going to do. You just have the doom.
Right, yeah.
So nothing's like, I'm going to be raped. Someone's going to tear my bra off and choke me with it.
It's like I feel like lost in the woods.
You shouldn't, though. I mean, it's the city.
Oh, I know, because I know where I'm going.
Yeah.
I mean, I know what streets I'm on.
Leave a light on in your apartment.
Oh, trust me, I do.
Oh.
And they stay on all night.
You need a roommate.
The noises I hear when I try to go lights out in that place.
I mean, honestly, there is no country road that he's going down. Everything that you're saying is true. But he also has the dooms. Now, have you tried to work this out with your shrink?
Yeah, and it's like, I haven't had it in a long, long time. I haven't had it in months.
It doesn't mean that it's taken care of. Like you said, you just went through the summer. Now you got the drudgery of the winter time. And you're going to have this now till, May or something?
Yeah. Till it switches back again.
And I thought that this whole thing, daylight savings was to get farmers more light.
Well, that's because they get up in the morning. Fez doesn't.
Oh.
He goes out at night. He's a night owl that's afraid of the night. It's like if an owl was scared, or a bat.
Oh, speaking of bats, did you see Tony Parker Ginobili from the Spurs kill a bat indoors? There was someone brought a bat in for Halloween, and he swatted the bat with his hand, killing it. And the whole crowd roared in applause and was all happy about this. Meanwhile, I remember Dave Winfield catching a whole lot of shit for pegging a seagull 20 years ago. How is this any different?
It's way different.
How? It's a fucking. But what's the difference between a bat and a bird? For Christ's sakes, these San Antonio Spurs fans are sick.
They are. They're crazy fuck. Well, it's racism. People don't like blacks.
I guess. Yeah.
Bats are black.
All right.
T-Bone and Hoboken, you're on Manifest.
Hey, Ron, I was hoping that you could settle a debate between a friend and I. We go back and forth on which was the better 70s band. Was it Supertramp or was it Three Dog Night?
Well, first of all, you and your friend never let this stuff come over you like this. Just continue to blow each other. Now, more importantly, Three Dog Night, early 70s, Supertramp, later 70s.
Right. I mean, you have the Mama Told Me Not to Come, Shambhala.
Randy Newman, yeah. But Supertramp was at least writing their own stuff. And give them bloody well right and say, doesn't this really just wrap up everything?
You got to take the long road home.
You do. You do have to take the long road home. Very debatable. I mean, this is why Americans are wasting their time. That this even takes place in this country means we have too much free time. Well, I have free time because I don't have to rush back as soon as it gets dark. Watley does. By the way, Watley has invited us all out to a dinner at 3:15 to 3:45 today.
Oh, yes.
Very quick one.
Go ahead and order desserts with your entrees.
Do it. There's going to be a game tonight. We might as well.
So Sundowners has got you. What else bothered you over the weekend, Fez?
And then just a lot of troubles in Florida.
Give me the troubles. Stop being generic here. What the hell's going on?
I got a sister who's not doing too well.
Mm-hmm.
She's,
And what else?
She's barely stopped. The fight between my father and my older brother, Corky.
Yeah.
That I was hearing about. And they were just all that was just blending together.
What happened in the fight?
My sister needed some help with some stuff. My dad asked my brother to help. He threw a fit, started screaming.
All right, now we're in the meat of the area. So your brother was yelling at your dad.
Yeah, and
so that make you mad at your brother?
Yes, it does. That he treats people like that,
or just your father. No one ever likes to see their father get yelled at.
Right. And then I just kept getting more details of it as the weekend went on. Apparently this happened in the front yard with my father screaming back and my sister throwing up on the lawn. She was so upset over this. Quite the scene the Watleys were putting on.
So this is it. You're embarrassed because the neighbors.
Well, I'm more... I think it's embarrassing, yes. But the important thing is don't yell at that old man. That's ridiculous.
Did you call him and tell him?
No, I did not.
What's keeping you?
No, I probably should have, but I'm just...
See, here's the thing, Fuzzy. You got some things that bother you that other people don't.
Right.
You don't tell them. You get Sundowners. Well, listen to this. You're right here, too. Blast it up. This is perfect for Fez. Right. You bloody well right.
You know you got a right.
Let this get into your headphones, Fez, into your brain. Now you're bloody well right. Why aren't you telling anybody? Instead, you're coming in here on a Monday and being like a clam on the show. You're not talking on the air. You're not talking in your home life. You express yourself. Right? What's keeping you from picking up the phone and saying to your brother, dude, what are you doing with our dad? Why are you saying those things in the front yard? And you made our sister throw up.
Because I'm worried that I'm just going to make it worse and extend it.
Because you don't matter. Right? You can't do anything right, bloody well right, so you keep it all inside, and then the sun starts to drop and you feel doomed. You see what he's doing, Dave?
I do, I see it. If Fez has Sundowners, could we then say he suffers from sundown syndrome?
Wait. Bloody well right, you got a bloody right to say, don't yell at our father. Get that towel and clean up the pew. Just because the sun's setting doesn't mean that it's dead. Every night at 5 o'clock. Says since thinks the son had a heart attack and fainted.
Burned out again.
Why do you feel like if you express yourself, you only make things worse?
Because it'll just keep the fight going.
Will it? Or are you the fucking guy chilling it? Because obviously all this stuff is hurting you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But instead of saying it, you're just sitting here suffering.
You got a bloody right to say.
You know, Fez, there's a lot of people who think that you're stupid and ineffective.
Sure.
866-RUN-0-FEZ. 866-RUN-0-FEZ.
There wasn't more to that? There wasn't like a but?
I think that you should have got on the phone if this stuff is bothering you so much. You're close with your brother. You're close with your dad. Tell them to both stop acting the fool because the Hendersons are next door and they're going to tell everybody else in the neighborhood.
Sundown syndrome.
Sundown.
Yes, we heard the joke the
take
first time. Father of special needs.
All right.
That would apply to my son, not me.
Christ. Jesus,
That's
why
my son.
Seriously, this is how you don't make things better. Why would you attack a little boy who's been very, very sick?
See, I just expressed myself.
He's ill.
But what did what Dave have to do with the fact that his little boy has to go to a children's hospital?
That's right. And they in Philadelphia won't see me until this mid-December. Thanks a lot.
Sometimes I think it's a sin when I feel like I'm winning, but sun's setting again. I'll tell you this, and you better fucking write this down on your arm. You ain't gonna lose your virginity before 5 o'clock. Ain't gonna be an afternoon delight. You're gonna have to stand up there, fucking put your head over the toilet while it's still dark outside.
I saw this thing on MSNBC.com where they were talking about people that want you to take your shoes off as you come into their house.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that's uncomfortable. Where it's, you have to take your shoes off. You're going to someone's house for a Christmas party.
Right, but it would depend on the kind of rugs that they have. Or, I live in a pre-war building.
Mm-hmm.
I have neighbors below me. We have hardwood floors. Everybody in our building takes off their shoes.
Mm-hmm.
So you can respect the people underneath you. Because you could hear fucking through our floors and ceilings.
But what if someone has bad socks on, or they weren't expecting to take their shoes off? They got, bad looking toes?
Well, there's no reason for your toes to be hanging out. But what'd your mom tell you when you were a kid? Put on clean socks and underwear. But if you go into someone's home, in the same way of, you might not smoke there if the guy's not a smoker. But you can't act like, hey, I'm a smoker, so I'm a smoker. You got to go out on the back deck like a fucking idiot. Because it's his house.
Right.
Same way if some guy's like, hey, my carpeting's important to me. Let's take off our shoes like Japanese people. You take them off. Or else you don't go in.
See, I think it's making a guest feel uncomfortable. Someone who's not comfortable taking their shoes off. What if someone's got stinking shoes? And you're totally embarrassed to take your shoes off.
You never take off your shoes?
I rarely take off my shoes.
What are you worried about?
Well,
foot, or what is it?
No, I'm just more comfortable in my shoes.
I hate shoes.
If you went into someone's home and they're like, please take off your shoes, would you want to be the only person wearing shoes around?
Yeah, I would still rather wear my shoes. Yes.
Well, that's not joining in. You have to join in.
It also is going to look weird. I wonder what's wrong with Watley's feet. I bet they stink. I bet he's got some kind of a fucking rot toe.
It'll be people will say, is it possible for a foot to fart?
And then I'm getting...
Fez is ready to answer that question after all these years. You let him call you fart tone. You just drop him.
I didn't call him.
But it did. It comes off this.
No, just anyone.
Then you're going to get your shoes dirty on their floors. Your socks dirty. You take off your shoes, then you're walking around with dirty socks.
Why are your socks dirty? Put on clean socks before you go to a party.
They're going to get dirty inside someone's house. Let's say you walk out into their kitchen. You're going to pick up crumbs. Not everyone's floors are absolutely spotless. Then
I would imagine the people who do have that kind of thing are. But I'm not kidding you. Everybody in my fucking building knows if you're wearing shoes, you're going to hear it in the fucking apartment below you. You know, I used to fucking be downstairs from these fucking 3 broads. Friday nights, you could just hear them plunking around with their fuck me shoes on all night. And I used to just yell out, finally, it ain't going to happen, fat ass.
Oh.
Every Friday night, you're taking your pussy out on the street. Every night, it comes back dry as a dust bowl. Fuck you.
Not really neighborly, are you?
I think I am.
Nah.
They should
I
know
think
that.
I am.
Not really with comments like that, you know.
Ed, you're on Run Fez.
Hey, in the Asian culture, they expect you to take your shoes off. And as a police officer, we go into their house. If it's not a non-emergent situation and you're going for a call, they actually expect you to take your boots off and stuff. And it's ridiculous, you know. But you're actually insulting them if you don't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can understand it. And believe me, in my neighborhood, Italian people, they always want you to take your shoes off because they act like their fucking carpeting needed to be protected. It never bothered me. Gary, you're on Run Fez.
Good afternoon, buddies. I think it's odd that Fez says he's extremely comfortable in his shoes, but yet he's totally uncomfortable in his own skin.
Yeah, a lot of this just comes back to uncomfortability with you, Fez.
Right, but it's still, I mean, I know what makes me comfortable, keeping my shoes on in someone else's home.
Remember you came in my place yesterday?
Uh-huh.
How long were we there?
I was there probably 2 minutes, if that.
And then finally we said, let's get muddy shoes out of here. Move them out.
I always wipe my shoes off.
I thought you were coming over and going to fucking hang for a while. 2 minutes later, he's gone. He comes in. It's like having Kramer. He comes in, does 2 lines, and goes running outside.
I love taking my shoes off. I take them off usually at work here all the time. Yeah, I won't
What
even
was
put
the
them.
hurry? I'm sitting there watching a game. You can't sit down for 5 minutes. I'm like, this fucking guy. If he ain't getting a paycheck, he's got no time for me.
It was getting dark out.
Are you a little nervous?
Yeah.
Sundown in it?
Yeah, it was, I mean, it had gotten past getting dark.
Why don't you tell me? I got a fucking flashlight. I'd walk you to the bus station. So you were scared at my house?
Yeah, I was nervous because I had come in nervous.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and then it was like, I kind of kept looking out your window to see how dark it was.
Why didn't you tell me?
Well, I didn't want to bring it up again.
I would have protected you from the fucking dark monsters. I'm like, hey, what? Like, come on over. I make a fucking plate. I'm like, you know, we got some fucking food going here. We're going to be fucking doing a paella. I'm all excited. Oh, we had a fucking great seafood paella.
Ooh.
Watley came just as it was finishing. Bop, bop, bop. Needed my chick for something. Next thing I know, it's a little overdone. I don't want to blame him, but if he would have just sat down and we could all eat, it would have been a nice thing. I didn't realize that the dark monsters could have grabbed me.
They were out there.
Why didn't you at least tell me? I got to turn on the porch light.
I didn't want to bother you with it again.
What were you worried about happening when you're outside?
No, it's just, it's that run to get home. Yeah. I don't even know if there's anything specific. It doesn't feel like, you know, I'm going to get hit by a car or, you know, someone's going to take my wallet. It just feels
let me tell you,
like
you're
the
sitting on my
same place
couch.
it is at home.
You sitting on my couch, somebody can take your wallet. Because you go to sleep and you're a fucking ATM machine to me.
Safer outside then.
Here is, so that's why you bolted out?
Yeah.
I felt bad about that
That's a
now.
shame.
I wish I could have talked you out of it. We had the 4 o'clock games going.
All I had to do was make one phone call to the leader of the Dark Monsters, Earl.
And Fezzi, paella. There's seafood in it, mussels, chicken, sausage.
Cranberry sauce.
What are you saying cranberry sauce? What are you, a fucking idiot?
I don't know.
It wasn't fucking Thanksgiving.
Not paella.
Did you just think I said turkey?
You're
Andy.
thinking stuffing.
Cleveland.
Yeah,
you're on
RB.
Fez. Yeah.
All right, so going into someone's house, having to take your shoes off. I had a tall girl, about 5'10". I'm about 5'9". With her heels on, she's obviously a little taller than me and whatnot. So I threw on some 3-inch lifts in my boots, and I go to this house. All of a sudden, everybody has to take their shoes off. I'm walking around the party I'm a little tiny guy with the tall girl. I was looking for somewhere to sit because I couldn't show off this height problem I had. So I don't agree with taking my shoes off anywhere.
Why would a guy care if a broad was taller?
Just because I don't mind it, but when you walk around, you got to be the same height, or you got to be around the same height to be hanging around with the tall girl.
Why? What is wrong with being a short guy who fucks a tall chick? Why not be going, hey, this fucking girl wraps her legs all the way around me?
There you go.
Seriously, I'm
It's
stone
just
fucking
society.
serious. Uh-oh, Watley, what happened to the hand?
Sharp pain down.
Oh,
Right.
jeez.
Gee whiz.
When's the last time you've been to the doctor?
A month ago.
Sharp pain down the arm?
Yeah, into the fingertips.
That's right where it happens.
And last week you were doing that with your hand. You had me nervous.
The Jimmy arm.
It's like numb right now.
Well, you're the guy who's had heart attacks. Is this something we should worry about?
No, don't worry about it.
Why wouldn't I worry about a guy sitting in a chair telling me that his right arm is numb?
Because I think the left one's the bad one.
How can an arm just go numb on you?
I don't know.
You're allowed to shake it. Don't try to
All right.
hide it from me.
Do you want some matches?
What's that for?
Like to burn to get the sensation back?
You're a fucking prick to him.
No, I'm not.
Seriously.
Why would I want to burn
He
my
might be having a
hand?
fucking heart attack.
I
And you're
know.
doing burn jokes.
No, you put the match under your hand to get some sensation back.
You're saying that like it's normal.
I've never heard that in my life.
I bet you
Absolutely.
find out he's got plenty of sensation.
No. If your foot falls asleep, you put a little match under or a candle under your foot.
Scotty Too High is looking. Come on over, sit down with his turtleneck. You're looking very dapper. I wanted to tell you something, Scotty. You see this right here? This is one of your cigars.
Oh, wonderful.
It's marvelous.
I'm glad to see that you're actually using my gift.
You're the. Why? What happened, Dave?
I haven't seen Dave wearing my gift.
Well,
I was wearing
What was
it
the
at
gift
home.
that you got?
Another
for him?
hat. I'll give him
A
like
green
18
Yankee
hats.
hat.
Put it on.
I have it at home.
But he likes to see his gift being worn.
I'll take a Twitter pic of it tonight.
What did you get for
I didn't
Fez?
buy it off of Amazon, so
Oh.
this is just not worthy.
What'd you get for Fez?
I got Fez, some Cadillac Williams Buccaneers jersey, and
Put
a
it on,
Buccaneers hat.
please. Put it on. Don't wear it tomorrow.
Okay, I'll wear
You're
it
going to be
tomorrow.
here tomorrow?
Yes,
He's
it's
gonna
my
Cadillac it
final
up.
day.
It's
here on
rad. It's for the
Sirius
holiday
XM.
season.
You did a wonderful job here with us.
Thank you. I
And the
appreciate it.
cigars are fantastic.
That's what the judge of a good intern is.
It
The
really
quality
is.
cigars.
And here's the weird thing. I saw Liam walking down with some crazy hat. I go, what a crazy hat. He goes like this. Scotty got it for me. How many people did you buy hats for?
Everybody that I interacted, not just hats, everybody that I interacted with here at Sirius XM. I even got Sam Roberts and E-Rock from the Opie and Anthony show a couple gifts.
What did you get them?
Video game stuff. I got, I figure they're going to
Like
be...
buy it for children?
Exactly.
What?
Wrestling stuff. And that type
So
of-
you and E-Rock finally became friends?
patched in. He said, okay, I still hate your guts, but I hate your guts less now. So
That's
I
very
consider that an
nice.
accomplishment.
See, that is. That's
making
nice.
progress.
Holiday spirit.
Yeah. Here's Jeff. Jeff in Detroit. You're on my Fez.
Hey, Fezzy, got a question for you.
What's that?
Kind of wondering, you have an issue with taking your shoes off people's house. Do your feet happen to smell just about like your cum?
No, the feet don't smell, but I'm still not comfortable taking my shoes off.
Well, when's the last time this has happened to you?
It happened, it was probably a month ago or so.
Where?
Where my neighbors down the street, Jonah Bobo's family.
Thank you. We're trying to paint this picture, and it's slowly.
Why don't you just
There's
use
some human beings. They have a dwelling. So they said, could you please take off your shoes?
Uh-huh.
They're also in an apartment.
Right.
They might be worrying about their downstairs neighbors. You can understand that.
little bit of Arm & Hammer powder? You have nothing to worry about. Strong stuff.
Then you're going to be dragging powder around someone's house.
No. If you walk around and everything like that,
Ted Maryland, you're on Run Fez.
fine.
Hey, guys. Fez, what would you say to a child who is scared of the dark?
Me too.
I'd say get under the bed. It's not safe.
What?
Hide.
Get under the bed. Get into the closet. It's something.
It's all scary. Dan in Illinois, you're on Run Fez.
Hey, I just wanted to say that you're a saint, Ronnie. Watching out for Fez like someone dropped an infant off at your doorstep. Just a saint.
Well, now I feel bad because, I'm like, why the hell? I'm just fucking having a meal. Out of nowhere, Watley and my chick have been out shopping together for Christmas girl stuff,
Mm-hmm.
And they come in with all these bags. It looked like fucking Sex in the City. They come in with all these big bags. Paella is just fucking finishing up, and I'm like, Here's my buddy to watch the ball games, blah, blah, blah. 2 minutes later, he's out the door. And I'm like, what the hell just happened? Because he came in and went out like a bolt, but I didn't know it was because you were scared.
Yeah, I wanted to stay. I even went and sat down on your couch.
Yeah, and then,
instead of going back out the door, so I was like trying to get myself in a place to stay.
You acted like my couch was a trampoline, where his ass hit it, and he was up, and I had moved over like, hey, we got the big screen going, we're going to be eating food, and I watched him bounce and take off. But if you would have just told me, I would have called the car for you at the end of the night, taking you directly to your house. Nobody could have got you.
Yeah. I mean, I grabbed a cab as soon as I could.
Well, that's not but you could do that because it was like, I'm going to tell you the truth, it's like 5 o'clock at night.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, we're not talking Fez was out 2 o'clock in the morning. I didn't know that you had the Sundowners.
Yeah, it was brutal yesterday. I think it was that when we came back from shopping, it was such a long... I mean, I was good all while shopping. Everything was fine. And I think it was the cab ride took so long to get back to your place.
Yeah.
And at one point, the cabbie actually got...
Why did you come back to my place? Why didn't you just head home from there?
Because I wanted to help with the bags.
Okay.
So, and... the cabbie got stuck in the snow at one point.
Yeah.
And it didn't even dawn on me that, if he's stuck, you can just get out of the cab.
You were panicking.
And get another one. And I'm like, oh my God, we're not going to get moving. We're going to be stuck here. And I thought he was going to all of a sudden shoot loose from the snow and into something. So there was a million thoughts flying around.
I had no idea this.
Yeah, I didn't feel I should bring it up.
Now, obviously, in the winter, you have, in being in New York City, we had the snow. Is it worse, the Sundowners, in the winter when you have, accumulation on the ground than it would be in the summer or the spring?
Well, it's worse because it gets dark so much earlier. I don't think snow has anything to do with it.
This is hard for you even to talk about, huh?
Yeah, when the sky gets really gray. So I guess, I guess a snowstorm would affect it.
You're depressed in the winter, too, because of the gray skies.
Oh, yeah.
You have a depressed winter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, that other day when it was like 20 degrees, but the sun was completely out, there wasn't a cloud in the sky, that was a good winter day. But when that one giant gray cloud comes rolling in, that's frightening in the afternoon.
I don't know. Well, that's why I have lights at my house. That way I turn on the lights, everybody can see.
So the idea of having a nice cup of tea and watching the snow in the night just not happening.
Once I'm home,
it's fun.
It's okay.
You're in your cave.
Right, yeah. I've made it back. I'm on base.
Here's Kyle in Canada. You're on Run of Fez.
Hey, boys. How you doing?
Good.
Hey, Fez. I've wondered if you've ever tried smoking weed to calm yourself down, because you sound paranoid as fuck. It might help mellow you out sometime. But anyways, boys.
Either that or it gets them even more paranoid.
Yeah, it'll ratchet it up.
I know whatever is going to fix Fez, it's not going to seem to be chemical. It's going to have to do something that he has to reframe in himself. And I'm actually thinking that for the new year of I want to take certain belief systems that I have and completely change them because I don't think they're working for me anymore. And I think you need to do that from time to time. And this is the other point, Fez. I don't know if it's a good idea for you to let them name this weirdness that you get and call it Sundowners. I think maybe you give a power to that. Like, even with depression, if people will go to you, I'm, depressed. I talked to somebody. I'm in a depression. I'm clinically depressed. Why not just say I'm in a bad mood today? I'm going to try to shake out of it. But when you start saying clinically depressed, you suddenly give it like a fucking name, like it's the Nazi army or something.
Right.
And why? why call it Sundowners?
Because it's a definition that you can say it's not my fault anymore.
Yeah,
you
but
get to blame something else. Oh, something medical says it's that thing's fault.
And what I'm saying is that maybe that doesn't give you strength. As soon as you go, I have a condition,
but it alleviates you of responsibility.
But I think it also helps to know if someone else has it, that you're not just crazy.
Even if you're just crazy. I can see you're upset about this. I'm not trying to downplay it. But what's wrong with being crazy? I have no fucking problem embracing. Look, when Dave was on fucking stage the other night and me letting him do it, that's got to be antisocial, crazy fucking behavior. But I chose to laugh hard at it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And again, there are choices even if things happen to you. Just as you meet one guy who's blind and he's like, I'm blind, so I can't go out. I can't do anything. I have to have food brought to me. And you need another guy who's blind who's like, I'm going to fucking ride a motorcycle with a chick on the back telling me when to turn. Right. You know what I mean? Like, it's up to you what to fucking do with it, you know? Here's Don in California. You're my Fez.
Hey, good morning, boys. You know what, Fez? Toughen up. Dude, Ronnie, tie him to a tree, beat him with the newspaper, toughen up. You're making this up yourself. There's nothing wrong with you.
You know, I was watching the stupid holiday movie Love Actually the other day, and there's a scene, a guy comes back from the funeral, and he's raising his stepson, right? And they're in England, and he starts to say, just thinking about, me raising this boy without her here, it's not fair. And he starts to cry, and she goes like this, oh, nobody likes a sissy. And I thought the British are so different with their emotions than we are. For some reason, we think it's so important in America to embrace this weakness. And again, I'm not saying who's right or who's wrong, but
they're much more reserved.
Yeah, and some of that might be good. But, as upset as you were, you could have just sat down, focused on the TV, and ate paella with me, which I'm trying to tell you, Fez, was unbelievable.
It sounds fantastic.
But it was right there. I mean, it was in front of you. The bowls were being filled. You didn't miss something. You ran away from it.
What exactly is paella? It's
none of your business.
It's kind of like a pudding.
It has no cranberry sauce.
I always hear that people talk about it, but they don't explain what it is.
You've heard me fucking bring up every single thing that's in it already. Right. And yet you look at me,
but
because
do they liquefy?
It's not fucking. There's rice in it.
All right.
There's food. It's fucking fantastic. Eat Spanish once in your life. You live in New Jersey. Some of the greatest Spanish restaurants in the world are in Newark.
Okay, tapas.
Portuguese. Fucking fantastic food. Here's Adam. Adam in New Jersey. You're on Fez.
Hey, guys. I'm a psychologist, and we're talking about depression or whatever disorder you want to give yourself, and the idea of not taking responsibility. But it also works in terms of getting better. It takes you off the hook from being responsible for your own life to get better. So the common pattern is, like Ron, you were saying, you're given a diagnosis, and you can kind of blame it on that and stay in your quote-unquote depression rather than being responsible for getting yourself better.
Yeah,
it's totally disempowering.
I know people who will, like, every winter be like, well, I have this seasonal, and they will lock themselves in so that for 6 months out of the year, they can feel really bad. I'm like, you could feel bad, or else you could go to a gym or take a vacation, move. If I lived somewhere where half the year I felt terrible, I'd be like, I'm going to fucking Florida, fuck this place. I'll go to Australia if I need be.
Right.
I'm not going to have fucking 6 bad months.
Especially in the city where we're the most miserable city in the world. We are seeing the study as being the most unhappy city in the world for.
But again, that's if you that is a study that you could take or throw out. There is no reason for you to go, oh, the Americans are sadder, so I'm going to be sad.
Well, it's what I'm talking about.
Who
It's a
conducted the
definition that you can just blame it on. You just
Right.
go, I'm in a miserable city. And it's just another way of copping out.
So you don't think that Fez is grabbing the bull by the horns here?
Fez could, if he wanted to, just define what are the good things in his life that he's got going for him. He's an amazing talent, and he's on one of the biggest radio shows that you've got kids listening to that grew up on it and latch onto those things. And there's millions of people.
But
that
you
would
feel
love
like
to meet you.
he chooses not to.
Chooses not. My little brother came in and was awestruck by Fez when he came in for an unmasked, which he had a privilege of going to. And you could take, if I was Fez, I'd take that and go, oh my gosh, there's a little 15-year-old kid or 18-year-old kid at this point that's inspired by meeting me, and take that and ride that for a week.
You
But
could have
the
sex
next day
with
we
him,
come in.
Fez.
It's hard to remember that when it's getting dark out.
Does it bother you that people act like you're not trying hard enough, Fez?
Yeah, because I feel like I'm trying.
You're trying as hard as you can.
Yeah, and I mean, it's the Sundowners thing doesn't happen all the time either anymore. I mean, it used to happen constantly. It was every day. But this was like a bout that just kicked in. Maybe you're right because of the snowstorm, but yeah. So I do get upset because I am trying to work on it.
But no one ever gives you the credit for working on it.
No.
And how does that make you feel? I don't want to drag you out of your shell if you don't want to talk about these things.
They don't have to.
Here's Rick in Florida. You're on Fez.
Hey, Dickholder 941, checking in, buddy.
You know what? I'm going to play this. Face. And from what I understand, a lot of the dick holders are going to Amazon and buying Dave fucking Christmas presents, and this is driving me nuts.
Just coincidentally,
please stay away from his Twitter page.
Coincidentally, I linked my children's wish lists.
Oh,
just in case my mom or dad are listening right now, they'd like to go to Amazon wish list. Stan McDonald, Juliana. Just go to my Twitter and get the links from there.
How could a kid be 6 months old and have a fucking wish list?
He has wishes, Ron.
New dad.
Rick, what do you got?
Ronnie B, I agree with you. I grew up in Rochester, New York, which is just about the pit hole of the world. And I moved to Florida. I haven't been happier since. I could never go back there and live and actually have a functioning normal life.
Where does Lily live? Does she live in Rochester?
Rochester.
That's exactly where, yep.
She hated the weather.
asshole
First
America.
year. Now I think
First
she
year.
loves it.
You're right.
Now she's having the time of her life. Is she off this week?
No, she's working to the 23rd.
Oh, jeez. We never get to see her anymore. Little Lily. It's been over a year now she's been out of our lives.
Can you believe it?
Life just goes on.
I wrote this poem in 8th grade.
Oh, I'd love to hear it.
The world keeps spinning. We keep losing our balance.
Love it. Fez, I was just checking the thing.
Uh-huh.
Do you believe that the sun's going down right now as we sit here?
I don't doubt it for a second, Ron.
It is.
I'm sure. It's the shortest day of the year.
So this is your worst day of the year?
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be dark probably within the next 5 minutes.
Didn't they also say that the winter solstice is a myth? That the summer
No.
solstice... That the summer solstice is something that was celebrated by pagans, but the winter solstice doesn't exist?
No, it did. That was Yule. That was the Yule log. But the solstice isn't even a religious thing. It's a scientific thing. This is the shortest day of the year. Summer solstice is the longest day of the year. But after the summer solstice, it starts to get dark like a minute earlier every day. Winter. The great thing about this, Fez, is I see you're all tearing up. Starting tomorrow, it'll be lighter every single day until we make it into the summer.
That's good news.
Power of positive thinking.
That's great news.
Yeah. We'll take a break.